Okay, I just finished my morning meditation, hence the eye mask, but I wanted to just get this down immediately because it was an epiphany that I had during my meditation. I was listening to an Om chant meditation because I chant Om, I do Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, and I do affirming, cyclical affirming of a particular affirmation or a few throughout my practice. I did a 20-minute one today because we're still at Miami Art Week and got to get on the road soon to drive there. But the epiphany that I had was in regards to why sometimes I struggle to come and sit down to my meditation practice daily and twice daily. Like sometimes why I find it so hard, or it feels like a labor or arduous. And what hit me is I'm currently physically reading The Creative Act. Before I listened to the audiobook with my husband, and I'm a really tactile person, so I had to get the book too, because there's something about not only just hearing it, but reading it and hearing it and seeing it, like just the whole experience. Like I'm a book girly, love the books. So one of my favorite lines in in The Creative Act by Rubin is, well, there's two, but the first one that came up to me in the meditation is regard everything as play. And this struck me because it was like, regard everything as play. And I usually just remind myself of this when I am arting and when I get to that place of being overly judgmental in my creation process, or wondering like, is the finished product going to be worthwhile, and all the different things that come with art being commoditized. And what I realized in my meditation practice was when the line just regard everything as play came up, was like, oh, in this too, like I come to my meditation with such seriousness, and it just, yeah, seriousness is the best word I have for it, but just like such seriousness and focus, and just taking it so just like, this is important, so I need to be serious and like focused in here, and realizing like I can be focused and intentional and show up, but regard it as play, have fun with it, explore myself, explore the practice, instead of making it this arduous thing of like, I need to meditate because I need to be a better person, because I'm not a good enough person now, or because my energy is whack now. But acknowledging that like, yes, meditating does make me feel markedly better. I am more relaxed. I do show up as my best expression of myself when I'm in consistent practice of meditation, but also that it can be fun and it shouldn't be seen as a punishment. There we go. I think that's also kind of how I approach the practice sometimes, is like feeling like, oh, I gotta do this thing because I'm so fucked up and just a mess that I need to do this thing, because if I don't, then everything is a mess. And so having that nugget just kind of like opened me up even more in my meditation just now, and invited some excitement, some play, some joy, like even a light smile on my face. And I believe it's Sadhguru who's talked about, keeping a light smile, a gentle smile on your face during meditation. And I think I often forget that little nugget because, again, just approaching it as such the serious thing and this transformative thing that must be taken, seriously. I need a synonym for seriously, but for now, that's what it'll work. But taking it so seriously was kind of robbing me of fully experiencing and getting even more benefit from the practice, and also giving more grace and patience and love to myself, and looking at it as something to be excited about, the chance to get to sit down and do daily, to hone my energy, to organize myself and set intention for the day, set beautiful motion and love with myself and for everything else, for all my reflections that I will encounter in the day. That regarding it all as play like brings even more excitement to showing up for the practice. And the other part of what brought me here was I was reflecting on how I've been reading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and the end of the book has a meditation, and this is my second time around having read the book fully and done the meditation. I read it a couple more times, but never made it fully through the book or to the meditation. And what I realized was, yeah, I was looking at it as a chore, essentially, to show up to this meditation about changing myself. And I felt like extreme resistance from my ego in terms of, oh, you're trying to change, you're trying to release some of what you've become to bring us here to this point, and it's not all coming from such this tender, loving place, but also like realizing there's still shreds of judgment in that, or desire to be separate from it, and having to acknowledge that I can do the release and the separation with love and with fun, have fun with it, which then made my ego even more excited to be witness and be part of this process of meditation, especially in the one I just had today, or did just moments before recording this. And that was just so refreshing to get that nugget, because like I felt my shoulders relax, my breath deepened, and something in my back like loosened up too. And I was just like, oh wow, like there's this tension being held because of coming to my practice with such seriousness, and this idea of inherently needing to change something instead of welcoming and embracing and drawing out even more of the beauty, the good, the joy, the peace, the alignment that already exists within me. And then as I sat with that joy, something else came up. And I love how that happens in meditation, is when you're able to just witness and watch your thoughts in a still manner, intentionally. Another thought that came up was, I was raised religious, and growing up, there was always this air of, you don't play about God, you don't play about Jesus. It's serious. This is serious business. And there was seriousness coupled with fear, and realizing I was bringing tendrils of that to my current practice of meditation and anchoring and aligning of self, and having to realize that's doing harm. That's not the energy that I want in my practice, in my life, just the same as I didn't resonate with it when participating in organized religion as a child. It didn't feel resonant with me how serious everything was presented, and how fear-mongering and shame-mongering and producing it was. Like, so much of my experience with organized religious faith was anchored in fear of ... shame of being or experiencing or being looked at as ... and realizing how much of my core being, and then the way they express my being and my isness, was impacted by these ideas of shame, of fear, and of seriousness. And how I constantly got that comment like, oh, she's such a serious child, she's such an old soul, she's so quiet, she's so, because I was just constantly thinking and observing, but also overthinking, and also trying to understand, why does it have to be so serious? And then that, coupled with different pains and traumas I experienced, just created a clusterfuck inside of me. And so sitting in this meditation today, in a safe space, feeling good in my body, and having this relaxedness come over me as I sat into the idea and energy of regarding everything as play, just caused this expansion. And then it allowed me to look at that realization and this memory of how organized religion and organized faith impacted me with love, and be able to tell myself that's not where we are now. And you can bring this joy, this excitement, this childlike energy, this play into this practice, because it is my practice. And that just felt like a weight just released, and more flutter in my heart and in my chest, just opening up to, yeah, like this is play, this is fun. And the moment that it's not, I can shift, I can change, or I can just witness and observe and get some nuggets from why in the moment it may not be feeling like love, play, joy, excitement, etc. So yeah, I'm just really grateful and excited to now bring that as intention setting before I sit into my meditations in the morning and in the evening, to regard everything as play, and to welcome in that space of love and peace and joy and curiosity into my practice even more. So So yeah, time to get ready for our puzzle. Peace, love, and fairy dust.